Hola, hola, damas y caballeros, bienvenidos, bienvenidos. We're going to give it a few seconds here to let people in antes de empezar. So we're going to allow some people to jump in here before we get started. We're going to give it about 60 seconds. 60 seconds here, 60 segundos. All right, 60 segundos. That way we are ready for class in a few seconds. All right. Gonna hit some people here just in case. When you're in the building, we are ready to rock and roll. Just simply hit us in the chat with hola. Oh, wait, let's get that turned off. Hola. Making the call now. It's the roll call, right? We want to get you in here, get you ready to learn with us during lunch, el almuerzo. So check us out. All right. Damas y caballeros, we are ready to rock and roll. We are going to get this started right now. Soy Profe Don Omar. And today's topic of what we have is the title Speak Spanish Now. This is a mantra that I want you to start implementing in your daily life. So, without further ado, vamos a empezar con la palabra de hoy. Let me give you some information right now to help you understand how I will convert or how I will continue to run class when we do the lives here. So we've got the word of the day, la palabra de hoy. And also, while we're in class, I'm going to oftentimes use more Spanish than I am English, because in order for you to get better with this opportunity to learn, we've got to start to inundate our ears with the Spanish language. So we'll be jumping in for the majority of the time in Espanol, and we'll work it out here. Just simply hit me in the comments if you say, wait a minute, I got a question. I'll be more than happy to assist you with that. All right. So, la palabra de hoy. En inglés, tenemos la frase to speak or to talk in inglés, right? And if you know this word, we are looking for you to put that in the chat if you know this word here. All right. If you know what it is, ¿qué es esta palabra en inglés? If you know what this is, hit us in the chat right now. All right. Well, Gail, I'm glad you're in the building, though. That's why we're here. All right. So we're going. Buenos días, señorita. Buenos días. Pero entonces son las 12 de la tarde on the East Coast. It's 12 in the East Coast. So we would say buenas tardes, right? So we're going to go ahead, but I'm glad that you are in the building for the support. And so let's jump at it. So we've got to speak or to talk in Espanol, hablar. All right, repita, hablar. You want to make sure you say that out loud. I don't know if you're in the cubicle or where you're at. If you're remote, though, hey, you can talk as loud as you want to, right? Hablar. All right. Hablar, to speak or to talk. Make sure you jot that down in tu cuaderno in your notebook, because we will be utilizing that a little later here. Okay, vamos a continuar. Pero antes, all right, this is going to give us some feedback to help us understand where you are as a Spanish speaker. All right, so el calentamiento. Not important about the title. If you can look at the illustration here, it kind of tells you what we're getting ready to do. We're getting ready to warm things up, like, you know, my boys crisscross back in the day. Warm it up, Chris. So here we go. El calentamiento, the warm up, right? So we want to see what your level of Espanol is. The directions, las instrucciones dicen, provide the phonetic spelling of the following letters in Spanish in the chat. All right. So if you know your vowels in Spanish, that is what I want you to give me the sound of each vowel in the chat if you know what they are. Now, if you don't know what they are, we're going to provide that information for you momentarily. But if we can get somebody that knows a little something to that in the chat for us, that's what we're looking for right now. If you know it, if not, just strap up and get ready to rock and roll here. We are going to get those answers right now. Okay, so don't see any answers, so that's cool. We're going to go ahead and get this going for you. So those people that are here, or you might be in the background, like church in the back. Let's go through these vowels right quick. We've got A, which is in Espanol. We're going to go through them all. Let me give you the single. We're going to give you the single slideshow by themselves so that you can see this a little better. So we've got the topic right now is I can't speak this ish, right? Like, this is what I'm here for. And that's the purpose of this class. So we're going to jump into that stuff right now. Las vocales are what we're talking about. We're talking about the vowels, A, E, I, O, U, right? Those are the ones that we learned in English. Pero en Español, the purpose. Why are they important? Well, the thing is this. We only have one sound for vowels, las vocales, in Español. All right. It's not like the short, long sound that we had to learn in English or language arts or whatever you want to call it in school. We are making this as easy as possible in Espanol. You get one sound. That's all you got to worry about. OK, so let's check it out. In Spanish, pronunciation centers around the sounds of the vowels in each word. OK, so just check. Let's see what we're doing. We're calling this hashtag foundation building, right? So what do I mean by that? In order to be able to speak Spanish, in order to function within the language, you have to have a solid foundation, right? And so what we're doing right now is building your foundation. It's kind of like the opposite of building a house on a slab, not a real solid foundation. It'll hold, but we want that crawl space foundation. So that's what we're building you up to right now. All right, so let's check it out here. Las vocales, right? We've got that first letter. La pronunciación, A. Repita. So just like Gail came up in the chat earlier, hola, right? Got that A on the end of it, hola, right? So the A is A in Español. Make sure you get this down. Aquí tenemos un ejemplo. Here we have an example. Machu Picchu, right? Machu Picchu. All right. Only one sound here. Let's go to the next one. Aquí tenemos I for en español, la pronunciación, E. E. Like AU. Come over here. E. Okay. En una palabra, Ecuador. Ecuador, right? Ecuador. Y aquí tenemos la I en español, the I in English, but en español, I. Okay, I. Por ejemplo, inglés. All right, inglés. Y aquí tenemos la O. This is probably the hardest one here to remember. It is actually O. All right. Y el ejemplo, la pronunciación en español, the pronunciation in Spanish, Colombia. Colombia. We've got that O sound going all the way through there. Colombia. Colombia. Right? O. The U. This is probably one of my favorite vowels. The favorite vowel here. We've got ooh. Remember Young M.A., right? Ooh. Right? That's how the U sounds in Espanol. Ooh. If you can't remember the Young M.A. Song there, some of us might remember a scenario when you were a little kid and your little brother or your little sister was chasing you, or the reverse. All right. You're hitting that corner in the hallway, and then boom, you smack into that vase. The vase hits the floor. One of y'all are going to say, ooh, right? That's the pronunciation we need right here. Shout out to you, Kings and Dreams, for joining us today. All right, Gail. I know somebody was going to get that one, so make sure you remember the U is a ooh, right? Okay, so, por ejemplo, la pronunciación. You could try it for yourself here, but you want to incorporate those O's there. Uruguay. Uruguay. right? Uruguay, right? Uruguay. So we're getting that oo sound, okay? All right, so we've gotten through our vowels. A, E, O, U, right? Now, we've got 5 letters. We've got a total of 10 letters that are super important in Espanol. Here are the other 5, okay? So we're going to hit you with the pronunciation. Buenas tardes, señor 29. All right, so we're going to hit you with the other 5 right here, the other 5 important letters. So we've got, why are they important? ¿Por qué son importantes? Right? So we've got these letters play an important role in the pronunciation of words in Spanish. All right. A lot of us know this without even knowing the rules behind it. That's not bad at all. We want you to be able to remember this without having to think about what they are. However, if you don't know why or what these sounds make, then that is why we are getting ready to go through these now, and make sure you jot these rules for these letters in tu cuaderno. All right, so we've got our first word right here. Gail said it loud and proud. She said, hola, right? Hopefully she's not at the house saying hola, right? Hopefully she's saying hola. So we are making sure that we remember la H is always silent. The H is always silent in Espanol. All right. Shout out, Julian. Welcome to the live lesson here. So H's, la H, is always silent in Espanol, right? Por ejemplo, hotel, not hotel. You know, when we travel to these Spanish-speaking countries, you don't want to hit them with the hotel. Then we're like, oh, that's a gringo. Oh, yeah. We're getting ready to gringo price this guy right here. Hotel, right? Hotel. Just act like the H is a placeholder like they taught us in math in elementary school, right? Gail's got me right here on this one, right? She's got me on that one. Hola, right? All right, so here we go. Yeah, you got it. So we're in the zone, Chief. You know, stay with it now. So let's look at this one right here. I know you know where I'm going with this. It has nothing to do with Brazil, even though it's got a lot to do with Brazil, as you can see in the picture. But we're talking about the letter J, right? The letter J. La Jota, right? J is always pronounced as an English H. Always pronounced as an English H. So what do I mean by that? Shout out XL Pro. We're glad you're in the building. So we've got this word right here, J-U-G-O. But we just said that the J is always pronounced as an English H. So we're talking about jugo, right? Jugo, juice. Right? I'm giving you a little bit of something without giving you a little bit of something. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, make sure you're jotting these words down, because we're building your vocab without having to build your vocab. Let that marinate for a minute, right? So then we've got Jesucristo. Jesucristo, right? My man, Sugarloaf, right? Up on the top. Jesucristo. Right? And the spelling differs. It depends on where you're from. In DR, I know it spells like this. In some spots, you might see Jesus Cristo, you know, the books. But when we're talking to people, you know how people do. They drop S's off words, right? So that's like universal for a lot of languages or people that are melanated. I'm not going to go that deep into that, but you know what I'm talking about. And then we've got our last word right here, Joyas. Joyas. Right? Like the Georgetown joyas. But doesn't mean that. Okay. Joyas would be jewelry. All right. Jewelry. So we've got juice, Jesus Christ, and jewelry. No correlation whatsoever. All right. Let's keep it moving. All right. So if you can pick out what we're putting down right here, you knew that the third letter on the chart was the double L. All right. Doble L or ella in Espanol as far as the pronunciation. So we've got to remember this rule. Double L's make an English Y sound. Double L's make an English Y sound. We see it right here in the word blank. I'm not going to say it out loud. And there's another thing about this double L. It could be an English Y sound, but in certain areas of Latin America, even in Spain, some people will oftentimes pronounce this double L as a soft J sound. Okay. Which is correct? Both. Does it matter which one you adopt or use? No. You choose what you want to choose. This thing about learning is your world. You do what you want to do when it comes to learning Spanish. So we've got two pronunciations. The one with the notes right here, calle. All right, calle. All right. Now, I'm going to tell you why I use the Y in a second here. All right. So, calle. Or somebody might say calle. All right. Got a soft J sound. All right. Calle ocho. Right. Or calle ocho. All right. So, we've got a couple of words up here. And I know you've seen some words like these before. And, oh, let's go back 1 second. I thought we had a third one up there, but we only need two. That's all that matters. So, let's take a look at the first word. All right. If you were like me about 15 to 20 years ago, Applebee's was the jump off, and Applebee's had that blank cheeseburger. And it started with this word right here. Now, being where I lived at about 10 to 15 years ago, it's a lot of rural people that live out here. And, in a lot of rural schools, they don't often have foreign language class. So when they saw this word and they ordered it in Applebee's, they would say, "Hey, ma'am, can I get a quesadilla?" Right? Woo! Hit me in my back. And I had to turn around, take a look, say, "Whoo, boy, I just needed you in my class just one day." All right. So we know that now we have this word here that says two L's are in it. You already know the word anyway, hopefully, the correct pronunciation. We've got quesadilla, right? Quesadilla. I don't know how, you may have heard somebody say quesadilla, but I use quesadilla. That's why I use the Y sound on that one. Now, it flip-flops for me. Sometimes I, may use, the double L or the soft J sound. It just depends. Let's look at the word on the right-hand side. We've got toalla, right? Yeah, there you go. There you go, Gail. Toalla, right? We get that Y sound in here. Notice how we're pronouncing all of the vowels in this word. They are broken down into syllables. Toalla, right? 3 syllables right here. You can clap them out, hit your lip, whatever they taught you in school. Toalla, right? Toalla. Okay, so we've got towel, we've got quesadilla. You know what a quesadilla is, hopefully. All right, quesadilla. Now, let's take a look here. La ñ. Okay, this is super important. And there's one particular word, I'm not going to go into it in this lesson, but you've got to know the pronunciation of this letter. If you think about the word onion in English, it gives you that same pronunciation. So, for example, when you look at the word onion, right, you hear that ñ in there. That's what you want when you say this. Speaking, on a top level, hola, señorita, no, que lo que. Now, if we're talking about current events, let's talk about it, right? We're talking about my man, Mr. West, right? Kany is his name, right? You hear that sound that you get when you say his name out loud. You hear that N and that Y. That's what you want this to sound like, okay? I don't know why we don't have this letter in the English alphabet, but I digress. So, here we go. It says ñ has a special pronunciation that is similar to onion and caña in English. Not going to lie, didn't even know I had that on the screen right now. Kings of Dream says, ¿Cuántos años te lleva a aprender español? Let me see. If we got to add it up, I'm 44, be 45 next month. Whoo! Boy. Let's go about 43 años. So I'm 44. I'm counting myself as 45. So let's say since 2. Not this stuff, though. Not the like rules and stuff. Like, let's go back to like 96 with this one, with the understanding of the language. But as far as learning the language just by itself, not the intricacies of it, we got to go back about to 1970 something. All right, like my man Biggie used to say. Anyways, but thanks for the question there, Chief. All right, so let's go back to some pronunciation right here. We've got onion and caña, right? So we've got año, right? I want that same sound. Onion, caña, año. I know you hear it. Hit me with a 1 in the chat if you, whoo, I just hit you with something right there if you understand what I'm talking about. The next one we've got is niño, niña. Right? Niño, niña. Esos son los niños. Una niña, un niño, right? Un niño, right? Niña, right? Okay, so we know that's boy and girl here. Now, if you're looking at my screen, you're probably like, why has he got an at sign in the word? All right, so I got some people picking up what I'm putting down, but why do I have this ampersand in the word? This helps me. If you've ever watched any of my videos and the previous times, you would know that I put this at sign here because I hate like putting a whole lot of words. I already got enough on here. I don't want to keep jumbling it up with more words. So the at sign or the ampersand can actually stand for an A or an O, and it kind of shortens all that I have to write down. I don't like put slashes in words either if I don't have to. The last one, uña. All right, uña, nail. All right, your fingernail, not like a nail that you know. Uña, right? Uña. All right, so make sure you know that pronunciation there. Let's move to the next one. One of my favorites as well. Double R's are always rolled, not the single R, double R's, right? Shout out to my people in Roanoke Rapids, double R, right? So you got to be in North Carolina or Virginia to know what I'm talking about. All right, so double R, the pronunciation is R, right? R or doble R if you can't roll the R. But why do we have, my girl Cardi B in the background here? If you remember this commercial from the Super Bowl many years ago, right? She hit us with the famous line that she tagged and made something. All right, shout out to your brother. That's what's up. Oh, your son's watching. Oh yeah, because everybody's off today. I picked a good time today for everybody to get in on this one right here. Tell them to share it. Hit them friends, baby. TikTok it out. Whatever they got to do. So the thing is this. Yes, Gail, you know what it is. So now when we say we want to exaggerate that R on the end. So when we hit it, we're going to say perro. All right. You remember the right? That's that feeling, that vibration that you get on your tongue when you say you want to have that when you say words that have double R's in español. For example, perro, right? Carro, okay? Correr, right? It's just a quick vibration that you get. Correr, carro, perro, right? Just work that, practice that. If you were somebody that said, man, I can't do it, just work with this Cardi B experience that I'm trying to give you right here. And after a while, it will hit. Okay. Also, if you were somebody that, you're not into Cardi B, don't know why. Anyways, if you're not into Cardi B, we've got the other idea that you can think about. When you are imitating or emulating the sound of a car engine, right? That vibration that you get off your tongue is the same vibration you have when you say estas palabras aquí, when we talk about these words here. Okay, so we've got the double R. All right, so we're done with the simple, quick lesson on pronunciation. Now we want to bring these sentences to life. We're calling this hashtag foundation building numero dos. All right. We're bringing these sentences to life. This is what you came for today, damas y caballeros. We're talking about creating to communicate, okay? Create to communicate. It's like my little Jesse Jackson right there. Create to communicate. La fórmula de éxito, right? The success formula. This is what you need at any point, okay, if you were to start this Spanish language journey. The first thing, I'm going to give you a little acronym because I love acronyms. If you've ever seen anything that I do, I'm going to hit you with an acronym. We've got our acronym I, or LAI, right? Because we talked about the pronunciation in Espanol. Identify your subject. Identifica tu sujeto. We're talking about building these sentences, right? You've got to be able to identify your subject in your statement when you are getting ready to create this statement that you are making. You've got to know who is it, right? The C in our acronym right here. Conjugate your verb. I underlined it because a lot of people, you hit us with some words today. That's okay. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about in a second. Can you guess the last letter of this acronym? Right, I'm pretty sure somebody's got it. Hit me in the chat if you know, or in the comment section if you're watching this on the replay. Do you know the last letter of this acronym? Anybody got it? If not, I'm hitting it in 3, 2, 1. All All right, let me check that other one because you know we're on delay. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm going to hit you with it right here. Here it is. Boom. The E, la E. Okay, ice. Okay, ice. So we've got end your sentence. Completa o termina tu oración o tu frase o tu declaración. End your sentence, end your statement. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to end the statement quickly and easily today. Stick around for this one right here. So the first thing that we need to do is we said we need to identify our subject. Los pronombres sujetos, también conocido, los pronombres personales. They are either called subject pronouns or personal pronouns. Tomato, tomato. Nobody cares. That's not important. But what is a subject pronoun, right? Person doing the action, or the subject is oftentimes known as the person doing the action. We're going to be replacing the subject with a subject pronoun or a personal pronoun today. Okay, the next thing, why do we use these? We use them, like I said here, okay, to replace a name or noun. And we use personal pronouns or subject pronouns, just like you do in English, to avoid repetition. What do I mean by that? Okay, so we're talking about John. Let's take John for instance. John walks into the store. John walks to the back of the store. John grabs a soda. John walks from the back of the store to the front of the store. John walks to the cashier. I know you're tired of hearing John, 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 right? So what do when you're telling this story instead of using John, right? We are utilizing he, right? He. John walks in the store. He walks to the back. John grabs a soda. He walks to the front. You see what I'm putting down right here. All right, so let's jump on into it. Here is what you need to jot down today. New notes. Los apuntes. Los nuevos apuntes aquí. So we've got our new notes here. The first one is yo, right? I, right? I. There you go, Canadian Bro TV. I love it. That's what we're talking about. Tú. Right? Yes, that is what we would be using there. Tú, for you. Now, there's a difference between tú in English, because we don't have this in English. There are two words that we're going to have for you. So put an asterisk beside tú. All right. We're not going to talk about it as much today, but I definitely want you to put an asterisk beside it, because I can direct you in the description of a video that we have that gives you the differences between tú and the other word that we're seeing here. El, right? El, okay? El, which is he, okay? He, okay? Ella, right? Ella, which is she, right? Usted, this is the asterisk. This is the other asterisk right here. Well, you in a formal manner or in a polite way, all right? You, usted. Remember that you, right? We're going around that corner in the hallway. Vase hits the ground. We're hitting ooh, right? Or the young and may, right? Ooh, right? Usted. That's how you pronounce that. Usted, right? Then we've got nosotros, nosotras, right? We, right? We. Nosotros, nosotras. All right. If it's a group of guys, it's going to be nosotros. If it's a group of girls, it's going to be nosotras. If it's a group of guys and girls mixed, nosotros. Make sure you get that. All right. Drop that down. I'll say it one more time. Only a group of guys, nosotros. That's why we've got the ampersand in here, right? The at sign. This is the O aspect. If it's a group of girls to say we, it would be nosotras. If it's a group of girls and guys combined, it is nosotros. All right. We as a mixed group of guys and girls. Let's keep it moving. Vosotros, vosotras. I will never use this in any class that I teach ever in my life. Not saying it's not a valuable thing, but I don't need it because I'm not going to be in Spain that much. Okay. And that's the only time you really need to utilize this. If you're talking with somebody that's from Spain or if you're in Spain. All right. I'm not interested in teaching the smaller aspect of a word only because the majority of people that speak Spanish do not utilize this based on numbers. Right. So from a Latin American standpoint, we're not going to use this. But if you need to know because you're going to Spain or you have people that are from Spain that you speak with, vosotros, vosotras is y'all in an informal way. Y'all or you all. Okay. Not everybody uses y'all. I know I'm from the South, so I use y'all. Use, guys, whatever y'all use up north, but you've got you all or y'all. Okay. In a familiar way, in an informal way. Okay, you all. Now we're going to move to the one that everybody uses across the Atlantic on this side, ustedes, right? We're still hitting them with that ustedes, which is you all or y'all or use guys up north, right? Ellos, ellas, right? Ellos, ellas, they, okay? They. So now let's hit it with this information right here. The wrap up. Here we go. We've got yo, tú, él, ella, nosotros, nosotras, right? Everybody. That's we, right? Nosotros, nosotras. If it's all girls, nosotros, all guys, or a group of girls and guys together. Then we've got ustedes, right? Everybody out there in YouTube land, ustedes, right? Or vosotros, vosotras in España. That's why we got the asterisk that's only used in Spain. Then we've got ellos y ellas. Ellos y ellas, all right, which is they, okay? Ellas being a group of women, all right. Hit me in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a thorough understanding of this by signifying with the number 2, numero dos, if you understand what it is that I'm giving you right here, because this is step 1, and we've got to establish this. Now, if you don't have it down, I'm not expecting you to memorize this right now, but I want you to understand what I'm utilizing right now. Okay. So if you're understanding, definitely, that's all I need to know. I got 1 in the house and that's all I need. Okay. Thank you, Miss Ma'am. Now, I want to make sure you know that everything that I just covered, we've got that information for you in a downloaded copy. So you can just find it in the description. We'll be there right now. I'm not going to lie. Got to get that description added up a little bit. But we're going to have this in the description for you to go back and get. If you don't have the opportunity to take notes right now, this will be available. All right. De nada, señor. All right. So now we've got a little practice here right here. If you got a little time, go ahead and fill this out. It says practica emparejar, which means to match. Okay. So we're matching those subject pronouns, those pronombres sujetos or pronombres personales that we just went over with the Spanish that you find, las palabras españolas in el cuadro that you see in the box, okay? And all I want you to do is place your answer, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, in the chat or the comment section, all right? So if you have the answers, all right, let's put them all in there. Now, we're not going to wait for everybody to get 1 through 8. We're going to do this singularly. All right, we're going to do one at a time. So if you know the answer for number 1, numero uno, tú, right? Which one is that going to go with in the box? Give me the letter right there. I feel like a pastor in church. Here we go. Yes, all right. All right, so if you got the 1, tú, do you know which letter goes with that one? All right. We'll give it a countdown here. 5, 4. Gail's got it. Gracias, señorita. So much for the person that says she only knows hola and buenos dias. All right. And cómo estás? All right. So we've got numero 2. Great job, señora. All right. So we've got Pedro. All right. Pedro. You were right. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. Go with your gut. You were right. D is correct. All right. And we'll talk about that a little bit longer here in a little bit. But D is correct. Remember the other one that we talked about. We've got Pedro. Yes, D is correct. Canadian bro, appreciate you. Pedro, which is that letter? What letter is Pedro? All right. We're looking at Pedro. If we needed to replace his name, what would I utilize in the box to replace Pedro's name? Okay. Somebody hit me with that. We'll go with a countdown here of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ok, Okay, so Pedro, he's a guy. He's by himself. Pedro walks into the store. Oh, there we go, Canadian bro. Unless your name is Pedro, then that would be you all. But look at this a little closer. Okay, so Kings and Dreams, that would be letter F, right? That is correct. It's not E because that would mean Gail, you're no longer Gail, you were Pedro, and you're talking about yourself, right? But you're Gail, and you're talking about Pedro. Pedro's a he, right? So if Pedro goes into the store, Pedro walks to the back. Oh, I see what happened. Gotcha. I already know what was going on there. It's a little thing. You might be watching this on your phone, trying to hit them buttons. I see what's going on. People might be on the phone. Everybody's not on the laptop right now. Shout out to you. Número 3, Susana. Not even going to explain that. We're going to nix that conversation. Shout out to Gail and Canadian Bro TV for having the right answer there. I know what was going on. Susana. Oh, got you. Well, shout out to you, Isaiah. All right. Oh, you was putting the accent on it. I see what you were doing, Gail. Okay. I work with it. I like that. It ain't fancy. It's what's right. Ah, there you go. Shout out to Isaiah. Congrats on the season 2, by the way, Isaiah. All right. Yeah, man, I know. My 4-year-old is going on 18, so I'm with you on that. Here we go with the answer for Susana. Susana. What are we going to replace Susana with? All right. What are we replacing Susana with? Susana. We're giving a countdown of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. We don't have an answer here. Oh, executive health. He pops in. Julian pops in right at the buzzer right here. Ella is correct. Remember, ella. It is not ela. All right. That's Portuguese. That's another class for another day. Ella, right? 2 L's. Think about that Applebee's story I told you. You don't want to say Ella. Ella is somebody's name, right? Ella Fitzgerald. Okay. Ella, right? 2 L's make a Y sound or a soft, yes, J sound, right? Soft J sound. Ella or ella. All right, let's keep moving. Guillermo y usted. Guillermo y usted. Okay. Now that word E in there by itself, I know we haven't talked about it, but if you've ever used y tú, right? If you've ever used that, you know it means and, right? So we're talking about Guillermo and you. Guillermo and you. William and you. Okay. William and you. Número 4, what do we come up with? Now, I'm not talking about you. You're talking about William and you. Guillermo and you. So think about this. Like I'm in a conversation, I say, well, Guillermo y usted, right? I'm talking about them. So which one would we use here? All right, Isaiah, I see you in the mix here. Yes, it would be H. Yes, it would be H. All right. Oh, wait. Okay. Well, I see what's going on there. But the answer would be H, though. I thought that let me clean my glasses off because thought that high was H. But yeah, there we go. So the H would be the answer. You all. Okay, you all. You know what I'm gonna do? Because anybody told me nothing, but boom. How about this right now? All right, here we go. So we're gonna make it bigger because maybe you might be like me trying to see what's going on here. So number 4 would be H or ustedes. Okay, H or ustedes. All right, you all, y'all. All right, número 5, usted. Let's pick this up, right? Usted. What do we got? Usted. Come on, Gail. You had this answer a few seconds ago. Yeah. Yeah, I wish somebody just talk to me and let me know when it ain't right. I'll make it right. I'll do what I can here. We might even let's see what we got here. Oh, no, that was all right. It was good. It was good right here. That might work. All right. So yeah, just let me know. Hey, man, make it bigger, make it smaller. You know, we're all about that. Okay, so we've got the usted. All right. Usted. Remember, it's usted, right? Usted. All right. Usted. What would that go with here? Gail gave us the answer earlier. I told her to go with her gut. Anybody remember what that answer was? I'll give you a 5, 4, 3, 2, Uno. All right. The usted is going to go with, where's my curse? The you formal. The you formal. The you formal. Because usted, remember, usted is just one person. And remember that picture we had with the doctor, right? And we're only using the doctor. I know you do, Isaiah. Excelente. Excelente. You're doing pretty good with that Spanish right there. I like it, baby. So we're talking about, if I'm talking to a doctor or someone like a pastor or judge or lawyer or, police officer, a teacher, all right, and an older person, right? The lady at the cash register in Target that I've never met in my life. Those are the situations where I would use usted, okay? A boss, right? In an interview, right? And I want to use, hey, how are you? ¿Cómo está usted? We're using it in formal situations, so the answer would be la G. All right, número 6. Susana y Pedro. Susana y Pedro, right? So this is me again talking about Susana y Pedro, right? I'm talking about them. I don't want to use Susan and Pedro walk into the store. Susan and Pedro walk to the back of the store. Susan and Pedro. Hola, señor Will. Buenas tardes, señor. Susan and Will. Susan and Will. Will just walked in with Pedro. No, Susan and Pedro walk to the back of the store. Susan and Pedro come to the cashier, and they, Susan and Will also want an icy pop. I'm tired of saying Susan and Pedro, not Will. Susana y Pedro. I'm tired of saying Susana y Pedro. What pronoun, what pronombre sujeto, what pronombre personal are you going to use out of the box for number 6, Susana y Pedro? Which one are you going to use? Now, we're going to go back to number 4 in a second here, but no, we're not. That's a lie. We're not going to go back to number 4. Number 6, though, Susana y Pedro, our answer should be I, la I, ellos, right? Remember, 2 L's make a Y sound or a soft, you got it, J sound, right? Ellos, they, right? Now, número 7, número 8, very easy. All right, so we've got here Pedro, Susana y yo. Pedro, Susana y yo. Tenemos 3 personas, right? Yes, executive help. That would have gone for number 6. Hopefully that is what you are referring to, Julian. But number 7, though, we've got y yo and myself. Y yo and myself. So we got Pedro, Susana y yo. 3 people. Instead of naming us all, what's the pronoun that I would replace to include all 3 of us? All right, para incluir las 3 personas. To include the 3 people, which one would I use? Oh, gotcha. Okay, cool. All right, so we're on number 7, número 7. All right, número 7, Pedro, Susana y yo. Okay. Pedro, Susana, y yo. 3 people, the answer is going to be we, right? In Espanol, la letra C, or nosotros, right? Nosotros. Now, somebody tell me this, though. If you've learned a little bit here and you've been paying attention to what's going on, why wouldn't the answer be nosotras? I'm going to wait. I want to see if anybody's got this. If you know what I'm putting down right here, why wouldn't I use nosotras? Why can't number 7 be nosotras? That's what I want to know. Why can't number 7 be nosotras? Okay, Will. Will jumped into the class late and still hitting them right. Yeah, so Will, in other words, he's saying that it's feminine. Nosotras is feminine. So give us a little bit more, Will. Why wouldn't that work then? Okay, yes. All right, Canadian. So Canadian Bro TV, you're saying the same thing here. And in other words, if I'm talking, yes, there we go, Isaiah. Kings and Dreams Jr. So we've got Pedro, which is a man. Yes, there we go. Then we've got myself, also a man. And then we've got Susana, the feminine aspect of the group of 3. Therefore, tenemos que usar nosotros. We have to use nosotros. Number 8, the easiest one on the page here. If you've been paying attention at all, you know what number 8 is. Number 8 is probably going to be yes. If it's a vowel in the mix, yes, there you go. You got to use nosotros, absolutely. All right, so numero 8. Yo is going to be which one? Me. Will, out of the choices in the box right there, hopefully you can see them. Out of the choices in the box, which letter would that go with? Man, look at Kings and Dreams Jr. getting on the job. He'll have a channel by January 2023. The answer, yes, I'm sorry, Canadian bro. I'm looking at a whole nother channel here. Canadian Bro TV has it. It is the letter I. Well, not the letter I, sorry. The word I in letter E. The word I. Remember that yo is I. And then will, remember that él is he. We're talking about somebody else. All right. We're thinking about the concept of me doing the talking right here. Yeah, there you go, Will. All right. You must be on the phone too. Everybody on the cell phone today. All right. Shout out to y'all. I don't blame you. It's middle of the day. All right. So here we go. We're coming into the station, ladies and gentlemen, or we're at the top of the hill. We're getting ready to go down in a second. But the question now remains, ¿qué es un infinitivo? Right? We're still building our foundation of this house, right? We want that crawl space foundation. I'm giving you the strongest foundation you can get today in one class. You won't need another class to build this foundation. ¿Qué es un infinitivo? What is an infinitive, right? What is an infinitive? Let's take a look here. I know this might be a big word for some people. Wait a minute. What's an infinitive, right? Wait a minute, right? So an infinitive is the most basic form of a verb. That's in English or in Espanol. All right. That's in English or in Espanol. The most basic form of a verb. So if you go back to our word of the day. All right, let's see. Do we have that? Oh, so if we go back to our word of the day, right? Somebody that was with me from the beginning, from the mud, if you will. If you were here with me in the mud, what is our word of the day? Shout out to you, Top Gun, for being in here building today, sir. But if you were here with me when we were getting it out the mud in the beginning, what did we say our word, la palabra de hoy, was? What did we say that word was? Okay. The word was hablar. Hablar, right? Hablar. I think Gail was the only one that was in here with me at that point. Hablar. Hablar es un ejemplo de un infinitivo. Okay. Hablar is an example of an infinitive. And what did we just say an infinitive was? It's the basic form of a verb, right? The infinitive is the basic form of a verb. And we know that hablar means to speak or to talk, right? So if we have to correlate what we're talking about in English, if you must do that, any word in English that says to in something in an action is an infinitive. To eat, to run, to jump. Yes, there you go, Will. To sing, to sleep. Those are infinitives, all right? Basic forms of a verb, all right? So everybody type 1 in the chat if you know what I'm talking about. If you're picking up what I'm putting down, that an infinitive is the basic form of a verb. Why I dot my head like this, the pastors in the South here. Isaiah, hey man, hey, I don't know why he tried to do your work today. I mean, you get in school without being in school though. Shout out to this guy. All right, that's how you become great when you continue to. Okay, AG, I'm working on. I'm telling you right now that fast food video, AG, is coming. It's coming. I promise you. I got one before that. We're gonna do on preposiciones. All right, and then boom, I'm hitting you with the request that you gave me. I still got to jot it down. I haven't forgotten about you. Yes, everybody's with the one. All right, so conjugate. The title right here, it says WTF. Isaiah, that does not mean what you think it means. It means what things frustrate me. Okay, WTF. What things frustrate me, right? So conjugation, if you were with me in high school back when we were trying to teach us this, and like a lot of y'all, some people just checked out, was like, bro, I'm not really catching what you're trying to tell me about conjugating. Well, they don't teach you conjugations, or they don't use or utilize the word conjugations when we're learning Spanish or learning English in language arts class. Okay. They don't teach us that. So we're gonna learn today, right? So conjugate, what is it? What is that? I'm gonna break it down for you. Let it be broke then, brother. That's what they say. So make the verb agree with the subject. Make the verb agree with the subject. In other words, if I am the subject, we talked about this on the last leg, right? We were talking about the I in ICE, right? Our acronym, the I in ICE, identify the subject. Identifica el sujeto, right? If I am the subject, right, I've got to make my verb agree with me doing the action. I eat ice cream all night. I can't say I eat ice cream all night. I have to say I eat to speak grammatically correct, right? I eat ice cream all night. We've got to make the verb agree with who the subject is. All right. That's conjugating. That's all that is. All right. So now we're going to continue right here with our formula de éxito. All right. We're on conjugating your verb. All right. Okay. I see you out there, Isaiah. I might dabble in a peanut butter and jelly sandwich every now and then, but these diabetes can't really be hitting that jelly like you used to anymore. All right, so conjugate your verb. All right, conjugate your verb here. And then also we are ending off with in your sentence. We're gonna put some fire on that thing at the end, right? Some picante, right? Or some people use fluff. I don't know if you know what fluff is, comes in that can. We just want to fluff it up at the end of your sentence, okay? So now we're on conjugate your verb. So hay tres verbos en español. Well, tres terminaciones en español. There are three endings, right? Three endings or three types of verbs with regular. Let's put it in perspective here. Hay tres tipos de verbos regulares. All right. So there's three types of regular verbs. We got verbs that end in AR, ER, IR. That's it. We've only got three. Okay. Three. AR, ER, and IR. Estos verbos terminan en the following situations. So these verbs end in AR, ER, and IR. And we've got some examples. We've got bailar, leer, vivir. You've been practicing those vowels that we went over earlier. Bailar, leer, vivir. Okay. So let's hit it. So, ¿cuál es la diferencia entre los verbos AR, ER, e IR? What are the differences? It's a simple answer. I hear you. The simple answer is this. They either end in AR, ER, or IR. That's the only difference. Okay. So today we're just going to focus on AR, right? And here are three rules that I like to live by when it's time to conjugate a verb. You're going to identify the verb ending. Is it AR? Is it ER? Or is it IR? And then I'm going to drop that AR, ER, or IR. Drop the last two letters there. All right. And then the last thing is I'm going to add the correct ending that matches the subject, the doer of the action. Okay. So here we go. Aquí tenemos bailar. All right. Let's follow our rules right here. Number one, identify. Is it an AR, ER, or IR verb? Somebody hit me with it. AR, ER, IR. Which one is it? Hit me with it. Yes, it's an AR verb. Obviously, we can see with the color, right? Obviously, right? So now, second thing is that we drop that AR, right? That's the rule. And then it says we need to add the ending that matches the subject. We're going to find out what subject it is. Here's an example. Amos. Okay? Amos. So we're going to talk about that amos right now. So here are all the endings that go along with the different subjects or parts of, as far as the subjects that we just talked about. Sujetos or los pronombres personales, right? These subject pronouns, right? We've got different endings because I can't say I eat ice cream all night, right? I can't say that. I've got to say I eat ice cream. Shout out to you, Travel Gods, for being in the building. Mi hermano, que lo que. Gracias, señor. All right. So we've got right here. O, as, a, amos, an. All right. O, as, a, amos, on. You see where we started at from the beginning? If you were with me when we got it out the mud at the beginning of the day, Gail, shout out to you. Pronunciation on these syllables, on these vowels here is important. Okay, so that's why I gave you those vowels at the beginning, the a, e, o, u. Check out how we got to roll with that right here with these endings, right? Because this is step number 3, right? Identify, is it AR, ER, IR? Step 2, drop the AR, ER, IR. Step 3, add the ending of the verb. If it's an AR verb, add the ending to make it correspond to the subject or the doer of the action. So we've got o, as, a, amos, an. Jot this down. Here we go. Yo goes with o, right? We did the subjects, right? We did the subject pronouns, right? Tú, right? Goes with us. Él, ella, and usted go with a. All right. Nosotros, nosotras. All right. Va con la terminación amos. All right. Ustedes, ellos, ellas. All right. Hey, that's what I'm talking about. I don't know if we're talking to Kings and Dreams or Kings and Dreams Jr., but whichever one it is, shout out to you. If that's you, Isaiah, appreciate you. All right. Now we've got ellos, ellas, and ustedes. They all fall into the same category. This is golden. I'm not giving you any more than just the endings that go with AR verbs. Remember, we've got an example you saw from the screen that we were on earlier. All the different examples we had, hablar, nadar. All right. What else did we have on there? You might have had tocar, jugar. All of those verbs that we had on there, they are AR verbs, and these are the endings that will always go or correlate with them when we have our different subjects, as you see right here. So make sure you take a screenshot of this, or if you can, because we got a lot of people on some phones today. Okay, got you, Isaiah. Appreciate it. All right. Screenshot this on your iPhone or your Android, if you like me, or if you got the laptop pulled up, you need this chart. All right. This is kind of like your first scripture, all right, that you had to learn, maybe. If that's you, I don't know. All right, so let's jump back to where we were with la palabra de hoy. All right, la palabra de hoy, the word of today, right? The word of the day was to speak or to talk. If you know what the word was in Espanol, what do we say? Will, I think you hit us with it a few seconds ago. To speak or to talk in Espanol, ¿cómo se dice? Right? ¿Cómo se dice to speak or to talk in Espanol? That would be hablar, ¿verdad? Hablar. All right. Hablar. Now, let's do some work here. Let's get to work here. Thank you, Will. Shout out to you. I need you to tell me I talk or I speak. Give me the answer. Hola, señor Los. All right, give me the answer. How do I conjugate this? Remember, we're talking about making the subject agree with the verb. That's what we talk about in English. They did teach us that subject-verb agreement, right? In language arts or English class, right? Well, now we are conjugating the verb to make it agree with the action or the doer of the verb that is doing this action. I talk, I speak. What are you going to say here? If we follow our 3 rules, right? Identify. Is it an AR, ER, IR verb? Number 2, drop the AR, ER, IR. Number 3, take off. And then you're going to add, and number 3, you're going to add the correct ending that we just talked about, right? We're going to add the correct ending. So I'll do the first one for you. I'm going to need you to hit them Twitter fingers up a little faster now when you get these answers. We got 2 through 7 or something like that. So I need you to make sure you're ready to hit me with these answers. Will, identify, is it an AR verb, ER verb, or IR verb? We can see right now it's an AR verb, right? Rule number 2, we said we got to do what? Take off that AR on the end. There we go, Los. There we go, Los. Take off the AR on the end and then make it agree with your subject, Will. So that would be yo hablo, ¿verdad? There you go, Will. You with me now, all right? You in the right neighborhood now, all right? Just might have been at the wrong house a few seconds ago, but now you with me, okay? Here we go. Número 2. Tú. All right? Tú. We're following the same rules. Just like Los just gave us the answer, yo hablo. All right? I need somebody knocking on my door, not the door next door. If you know what I'm talking about here, I need the right answer. Here we go. Tú en hablar. What are we going to do? How do we conjugate this? I want to say you speak now. You speak or you talk. There we go, Los. Los been studying abroad for some years now, so you know he know where he's at. Gracias, AG. All right, so Los is out there in Bogota. He sees this on a daily basis. All right, número tres. So we've got él en hablar. He speaks or he talks. All right, he speaks or he talks. Él en hablar. We can't say he to speak. So that's what you got right here going on. Will, that's what we had earlier when you said yo hablar. That would be I to talk, right? We got to make it make sense, right? So now we're building this foundation here where we're learning 3-step processes of ICE, right? We've got identify your subject, conjugate your verb. That's what step we're on right now, conjugating the verb. All right. You're close. You're close. It's an AR verb, Canadian bro. There we go, Los. Yes, it's an AR verb, and we need to take the two that you're using. Both of you all have the to form. All right. Canadian bro, you got the to form for ER and IR verbs. And then Los, you got the to form for AR verbs. Okay. You got the to form for AR verbs. We need the el, ella, usted form. So if y'all looked at that chart that we had up there earlier, I told you to take a screenshot. That's your first scripture that you need to learn in church. All right, if you will, that's the first thing that you really need to have. And if you look where it says él, ella, and usted, it'll show you that this is, there you go, Will. Will over here knocking at the right door. Appreciate you, Will. All right, somebody else, they knocking on the man next door. The man next door. Got to hit the right door now. Here we go. Número 4. Usted en hablar. Usted en hablar. There you go, Los. Los, you might be on the phone too. I know how that A and the S right next to each other. I know what it is. All right. So, usted en hablar. Remember, usted is formal, right? It's not just like the word tú, but it is like the word tú. Let's let that marinate for a little bit, and then we're going to bring it back up to the top, right? Take it out of the microwave for me, coach. All right. So here we go. We're going to say usted and tú mean exactly the same thing in English. However, the differences are tú with my friends, usted with somebody I don't know. How about that right there? Usted with somebody I don't know, Los. All right. It's still one person. Because if you look at it, usted and tú mean the same thing. They both mean you, right? They both mean you. One I use with people I know, family members, friends. That's why we say, ¿Cómo estás tú? Or ¿Cómo tú estás? Right? There you go, AG. You with me now? You knocking at the right door. Here we go. So let's take a look here. Usted habla. Now, of course, I'm reading right to left over here. Now, we're asking a question. It would be set up this way right here. But usted habla, right? You speak. Like, for example, AG, I don't necessarily know you. I just know you from these YouTube streets, right? So when I see you, I would say, ¿Cómo está usted? Right? Because I don't really know you, but I kind of know you, but I want to show you that respect, right? ¿Cómo está usted? Oh, usted habla, blah, 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 right? I would use that until you're like, hey, man, we know each other. You know, I've been on your, channel for a couple of days. Then we would jump into the to form because I know you now. You're familiar to me, but I want to show you that type of respect. I'm going to use usted. All right. Hope people are picking up what I'm putting down right there when it comes to usted. And like I said, I'm going to hit you with the link in the description there to help you break down the intricacies and the differences between those two words to help you better understand what I'm talking about. Here we go. Nosotros, nosotras, en hablar. All right. Nosotros, nosotras, and el verbo hablar. All right. Remember our 3 steps. Los 3 pasos. Número 1, identify your subject. All right. My subject, the person doing the action, is nosotros, nosotras. Number 2, what am I doing? I'm taking off I'm conjugating my verb. We're talking about ICE, right? Conjugating the verb. And number 3, we're going to end the sentence. That's what we're doing next. But then if we move down to the 3 steps about conjugating, right? Is it an AR, ER, IR verb? Boom, take it off, right? Number 2 is take it off. Number 3, what is my subject telling me? There we go, Los. Knocking at the right door, Los. Knocking at the right door, Los. Okay, here we go. Nosotros o nosotras hablamos. We speak. or we talk. We're the 2-step. We're doing the 3-step tonight. Not like my man Cassidy used to do the 2-step with his drink. We're doing the 3-step with a drink tonight here or today. Here we go. So we got the 2-step process down right now. We're getting ready to hit it with the 3rd step momentarily. All right. So we just want to make sure you're with me here. Ellos and ellas hablar. Look at that chart. Look at your scripture right there, right? Let me go back to the scripture. It's like a Bible study for Spanish. Woo! Bible study for Spanish here today. All right, let's go back to the scripture. What do we say? What do we need to follow, right? Number 1, identify as the AR, ER, IR. Number 2, take it off. Number 3, make it agree with who or what your subject is, right? Ellos, ellas. Gave you that chart. They gave you the different endings. O, as, a, amos, un, right? That's the scripture. That's what I'm talking about when we talk about that scripture. Let me dot my head like the yes, Will. Yes. However, in español, dime la respuesta en español, señor. I know you know the English, right? We changing that today. I need all español aquí in los comentarios, right? I need all Spanish in the comment section right here. So that they speak, give it to me in español. Ellos, ellas. There we go, Los. I knew it was coming as soon as I snapped my finger. Knocking at the right door, Los. Knocking at the right door. Okay. Nadia. That better not be the Nadia I know. Because, it's y'all out of school today. Shout out to you. All right. So, yes. Ellos, ellas hablan. All right. So, ustedes en hablar. I know. That's what hey, Will, I'm telling you, as long as you process it, you do what you got to do. Shout out to you, Nadia, repping 704 out here with me today. All right, so número 7. Ustedes en hablar. In a presente, Nadia, because I know you coming in just to support, but I know you know this stuff. Ustedes en hablar are 3 steps. Identify as an AR, ER, IR. Number 2, drop the ending. Number 3, make it agree with your subject. All right. Our subject, nuestro sujeto es ustedes, right? Y'all or you all or yous guys if you live up north. All right. All right. If you live up north, it would be you all or y'all or yous guys. So we've got to do that for our conjugation right here. We dab my head like that. Pastor in church right there. All right. So ustedes. What are we coming up with? Somebody hit me in the chat with the answer right here. Will, I know you processing, baby. We're going to get you from that Commodore to that Dell or that Hewlett Packard in a minute, though. That MacBook. We're going to get you off that Commodore, okay? I need you to process. So we've got ustedes. And this is all practice. And basically what you were talking about, Will, about processing, yes, it's an exercise. This is, putting that brain on the squat rack, if you will. Basically, this is a workout that you have to do every day. And you just pick a verb and you do it every day, right? And then boom, you start to process it quicker. You got a better Wi-Fi connection, if you will. All right. So in order to get that better Wi-Fi, you got to upgrade, right? And that's what you got to do when you come in here. You got to work it out. There we go. Gracias, señorita Nadia. Ustedes hablan. All right. Ustedes hablan. All right. So ultimately, at the end of this lesson, right now, when we're talking about step 2 of our acronym ICE, Nadia, you came in a little late. We've got an acronym ICE. We're talking about identifying our subject. We're talking about conjugating the verb, and we're talking about ending the sentence, okay? So that's our acronym ICE. That's what we're working with today. So here are all the forms. Aquí tenemos todas las formas del verbo hablar. Here we have all the forms of the verb hablar. We've got the yo form. Yo hablo. Tú hablas. Él, ella, usted habla. Y también tenemos, here also we have nosotros hablamos o nosotras hablamos. Y también tenemos hablan, por ejemplo, ellos, ellas, ustedes hablan, right? There you go, all the forms. Entonces, vamos a completar la clase con la fórmula de éxito, con la última palabra o última letra que tenemos aquí in ICE, right? We're on letter E. We're talking about ending your sentence. Ladies and gentlemen, I can see the light at the end of the tunnel. I can see the finish line in sight. Here we go. We're ending the sentence off, ladies and gentlemen. We've got our subject, we've got our verb, we conjugated that verb. Now we're ending our sentence. Here we have some words. I'm going to go with them. I'm going to go over them with you. But what I need you to do is jot those down. Anota en tu cuaderno. Jot them in your notebook, okay? Con. All right, repita, con. With. All right? You're not going to see any English on the screen, so make sure you get this down. Con. With. All right? Con mi, dot, dot, dot. Make sure you write that. Con mi, dot, dot, dot. With my. Con mi, dot, dot, dot. Write that down. With me or with my, whatever it is, okay? Con mi blank. Con mis. Con mis. We're working on that pronunciation of those vowels that we talked about early on. When you got it out the mud with me, when we're talking about A, E, I, O, U, right? Con mi. Con mis, with my blank. Now, if you understand anything about language in general, if you understand English, you know that when we add an S on a word, it makes something plural. Same concept. That's one of the rules that actually translates over here. Con mis, blank, dot, dot, dot. We're going to talk about with my whatever. Now, the difference is this. In Spanish, we have two options. It can be singular. Con mi, with my dog, right? Con mi perro. Or it could be with my dogs, right? Con mis perros. Not talking about you, Los. All right, so now, conmigo, right? Conmigo. Got an asterisk by this one, with me. All right, make sure you jot that down. Conmigo, with me. We're hitting some vowels here. Conmigo, right? La próxima, contigo, accent. Asterisk over here as well. Contigo, with you. Contigo, okay, with you. Con él. Talking about Pedro over there in the lurking from the second row, right? Pedro, right? Con él, with him, right? Con él, okay? Con él. Con ella, right? Con ella, with her. Right? With her. Con ella. If you remember what we were talking about with those other 5 letters, we remember that 2 L's make a Y sound, right? Or a soft J sound, depending on who you're speaking with. Con usted. I know we've been working with this one. We've been smacking usted in the face all class today. So usted, remember, we use that in a formal scenario, or we use it when we're showing respect. We're talking to somebody I've never met before, or somebody that's older than me. Those are the 3 situations in which you use usted, with you. All right. Not the same as this one, because I know this person. Contigo, right? That means I'm talking to somebody I know, somebody younger than me, or like a family or friend member, right? But con usted, I don't know you, right? Or I'm showing you respect, or, the last one would be because you're older than me, okay? And then we have con nosotros, con nosotras. I hope you're seeing the pattern that is evolving here. And if you're not, here we go. Let me help you out a little bit. Él, ella, usted, nosotros, nosotras. I know you see the pattern now. All he did was take some words from earlier today and then put it at the end of the yeah, that's what I did. We're going to make this as easy as possible, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to make this as easy as possible. Damas y caballeros, aquí tenemos con ellos o con ellas. All right, con ellos o con ellas. We're talking about with them, right? With them. Because we don't walk around in these, American streets talking about with they, right? We say with them. So con ellos, right? Even though it means they by itself, it's not by itself, is it? So when it's with something else, same thing with this one. Con nosotros. We wouldn't say with we. You going to the store with we? No, we don't say that, right? We say with us. Same concept here. When you add this word con, it changes the meaning of this word. We don't have multiple words in Espanol that we just, I'm going to throw this word in here like they do in English. I'm going to throw this word. Hey, man, now we got a whole lot of words, right? That's why it's so hard for people to learn English, because you got 2 words that mean the same thing. Spanish, I'm going to hit you with the same word. Just throw a word in there to change the meaning of it. Okay. Makes it real easy to learn Spanish. All right. So con ellos, con ellas. And the last one, con ustedes, right? with y'all or with you all or with yous guys if you are up north, right? Screenshot time, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so if you took a screenshot, we're going to use this. Okay, let's see what we got here. I'm gonna put it together right here for you, right? So we've got yo, pronombre sujeto, right? Hablo, la conjugación con la forma, la primera persona for the first person, which is I, right? Yo hablo. Uh-oh, word. Boom, I put a name in there. Yo hablo con Maria. I told you that con means with. We talked about step 1 and step 2, which is identify your subject and conjugate your verb. I know you can't see me pointing over there, but I'm pointing. So we've got our identify the subject, conjugate the verb, and then we're ending our sentence. Yes, we're putting some spice and season on that thing, right? Because you can't eat just regular chicken with no spice, no salt, no nothing on it, right? Look at you, Will. Okay. Give you a little snap and a clap. Getting it right there. Yo hablo con Maria, right? I speak with Maria. Maria habla conmigo. Uh-oh. Maria habla conmigo. I mean, now you might understand where the name of the channel comes from if you've been joining me today. Maria habla conmigo TV, right? You know what we're talking about now. Maria habla conmigo. All right. Maria habla conmigo. I thought Will was gonna hit me. I thought Will was he was over here processing a little bit faster. I said, oh boy, Will done moved up to the Apple. Okay. From the 90s. All right. Maria habla conmigo, right? So Maria speaks with me, or Maria talks with me. Okay. See what we're doing right here? Identify your subject, conjugate your verb in your sentence. Okay. In your sentence. All right. Okay. Here we go. Here's the next one, Will. Somebody else help me out here. Maria y yo hablamos con ustedes. Maria y yo hablamos con ustedes. Identify your subject. Identify your subject. Conjugate your verb in that sentence. Put some spice on that thing, right? Don't send me no chicken out here with no season on it, right? You got to put some spice on it, okay? Some people might say, put some fluff on it. Now, you know, when you talk about fluff, let's talk about it. All right, thank you, Nadia. When we talk about fluff for spice, all right, you want to make that thing picante, you're going to put some fluff on it. If you don't know what I'm talking about with fluff, you know, if you ever, depending on how old you are, go into the grocery store, they got that fluff in a can, right, in a jar. Take the little red top off of it, take that fluff, and people used to put it on like graham crackers with some like Nutella. Not talking about me, just talking about, there you go. Right, Nadia. Not me. I ain't never did the fluff thing. I just know people talked about it. But yes, we're adding fluff. This is our fluff at the end. All right, con Maria, conmigo, con ustedes. These are my examples to you, damas y caballeros. Now it's your turn. We're putting you out here. Like Troop said, you got to spread your wings and fly, right? So we're putting you out here on your own here. And I need you to try these out right here. Tú blank con, and give me the word for us. All right. Tú blank con us in español. I need the whole sentence in español. Tú blank con blank. All right. Tú blank con blank. If you typing in the answer right now, just say, hold on. I'm coming. Like my man, who was that had that song back in back in the day? Oh, Diddy. I think it was. All right. But yes, we are out here trying to spread your wings and fly, like Troop said, right? We need you out here flying on your own. I'm gonna give it a little second here to let it marinate. See if you can pull it up. Okay. See if you can pull it up. If not, I'm gonna go in. All right, here we go. I don't have the answer on the screen, so I'm just going to say the answer out loud. Tú hablas con nosotros. Right. Tú hablas con nosotros. Now, I gave you the answer in español, right? Tú hablas con nosotros, right? Now, in inglés, ¿Qué significa tú hablas con nosotros? If you weren't able to type that in fast enough, if you hitting them with the Twitter fingers on your phone, okay, you're not on the laptop, all right, they get you an Android so you can swipe. Tú hablas con nosotros. ¿Qué es eso en inglés? What is that in English? All right, what is that in English when we say tú hablas con nosotros? All right, what is that? What are we talking about right there? All right, tú hablas con nosotros. Oh, here we go. In English, you speak with us, or you talk with us. All right, here's number 2. Número 2. Ellos blank con, and the word with the word me, right? Ellos blank con, in the word in English, me. You speak with us. Yes, speak without that. You speak with us. Yes. All right. So ellos blank con me. Right? Ellos blank con me. All right. So, ¿qué tenemos aquí? Ellos blank con me. I only have one left after this, ladies and gentlemen. Then school is out for the summer. All right. Let me see if I can get this thing off of here. Uh-oh. There's the last one. I'm going to go ahead and give that to you right here. Okay. Usted blank con, and then her. Okay. So we're looking for those 2 answers, right? Las dos respuestas. All right. We're looking for those 2 responses right there. Ella blank con me. Usted blank con her. All right. Looking for those answers right there. Let me know if we're waiting on you to give us that answer. I would love to see what you come up with here. Okay. Sometimes, I don't know. If you got an Android, you can switch that space bar. I think you can switch that. You hit them on the space bar. You can roll that thing to a Spanish. I think you got to put it in the settings, though. I'm not sure about that, but I think I might have done that at the beginning when I got my phone, so I can type in Spanish so it doesn't try to auto correct. You got an iPhone, I can't help you. I don't fool with those. All right. So ellos blank con me and usted blank con her. I'm going to go ahead and give us the answer for número 2. All right. Número 2. Ellos hablan conmigo. All right. Remember we said that the word with me in Espanol was conmigo, right? Ellos hablan conmigo. Okay. Ellos hablan conmigo. Okay. Y número 3, usted habla con ella. Usted habla con ella. All right. You speak with her. Ladies and gentlemen, if you found value in today's lesson, make sure you hit me with a thumbs up in the section right below this video here. Also, continue to share this out. I know somebody needs a review. Somebody wants this review. Somebody needs a free lesson. Hit them up. Hey, better hit my mans in them. You can find me on Instagram under @habla_conmigo TV. You can find me on Facebook at Carolina Language Solutions. And of course, you can find me right here in these YouTube streets by typing in Habla Conmigo TV. See what I did right there? Habla Conmigo TV. Will, I see you. Will, I feel like you in Thailand somewhere. You coming in like that late satellite jump coming in there. Habla Conmigo. Thank you, Los. I appreciate you for coming out, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And I will see you next bat time, same bat channel. Soy Profe Don Omar. Nos vemos.